Time Pop Saturday morning cartoons. Yes, Batman animated series. Another fun episode. I have to be honest. As this was playing, I wasn't remembering the twist. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. What's the twist? And then whenever it kind of gets to that point, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good. Like I sort of thought on the surface this was going to be like I don't want to say a throwaway episode, but it was like okay, it's going to be a fun little man bad episode or whatever. And I'm like, oh no, this gets really good and heavy and deep. And oh my gosh, how could this show be this good? Like I'm just still blown away. Like on the surface, this seems like, oh man, Bat's back, and Batman's got to go catch Man Bat, and oh yeah, it's not Langstrom's experimenting again, and they kind of set it all up really well. You and the characters, you feel like there is going to be a little bit. Now they do finally kind of like spoon feed you a little bit of like the real bad guy, but you still don't quite know. Like it doesn't quite get you, right? You don't quite get there with Dr. March, right? Like is he still what's he doing? He's doing something. Dude is totally ganky and shady and hinky, not ganky. What ganky? The Wakazashi thing. No, hanky, right? It's like a hinky. This old dude is up to shenanigans, man. What's going on? So that's the pretty much the first portion of the episode is all of that, and Batman kind of like figuring out how to get DNA, and he's doing the recon because Man Bat attacks him, and he loses badly. By the way, it's kind of funny to see Batman taken down with just like flying trash cans. I thought that's kind of funny actually. And there's one where he goes like face first into like the snow. I was like, wow, that's actually kind of funny. And I don't mean to laugh at my man Bats, but that's pretty good. Anytime I get to see the Bat Cycle and the Batwing at the same episode, I'm down with this, man. This is like a toy shenanigan central. This was the best, right? However, what ends up happening is Francine has left Kirk. She doesn't know what's going on, but we also don't know where she is, right? We'll come to find out. Batman knows that it's probably March up to something, and it turns out there's been an accident in the lab, and with that new cocktail they got on Francine, the basically she is the one that's been infected, and she's the one that's transforming into the bat, and she's the one that's lost control. And you start to see a transformation scene with her, and of course the conflict at the end, which again continues to have like a little bit of an edge over and over again about is she going to be in harm's way, is she going to fall, is she going to get hurt, those kinds of things. So just really an excellent episode. So let's get this sound off of here so we're not in trouble for that. Let's flip flop this. Let's throw some graphics up here, and let's try to walk through a little bit of this stuff with you guys, because I have to tell you, I love this episode. Like I got to be honest, the Man Bat's design in some ways is perfect for kids, and I say that because it's not as intense and graphic as the comic book. Because I think what's going to happen though is if when you have someone who could take a show like this and they get into the comics and then they see some of the Man Bat, they're going to be like really into Man Bat. Like it kind of works in reverse. If you're a comics first, Man Bat is sort of like this secondary, not nearly as impressive character. And then when you go from animated to comics, it's like an upgrade. And I got to be honest, I really wish there was what I really would hope again. Pop's Fantasyland. I get to make the next Batman movie. And I got to be honest, I actually think it wouldn't be a bad Pattinson movie. Is it's Clayface and Man Bat, and they're both victims of sort of like this experimentation and that kind of thing for completely different reasons. And you have him in the middle of all of this experimentation and all these different kinds of things. I think it's a very easy, like put it up on a softball on the tee, and you almost could easily set it up as being, again, they missed their mark at the end of the last movie because they didn't set up Hush, even though everything was there, including the name drop. But it would be funded by someone else. Obviously, there's some other big bad that's kind of behind it all that sets up the third movie. So you could have that tie to Hush, Professor Pig. You could have other things like that. So it just seems like a no-brainer to see this, come to the screen at some point. But it can be also very scary and dark. That's what we get here. And of course, he's waking up. He's finding all this evidence of things. This was the effect that they used in this episode. They didn't use this at the very beginning of the season when it was Kirk as manbat, but here we get more of like that, sonar type thing that the bat has going for it. Again, bat cycle. By the way, the bat cycle now has spikes because it's snow outside. So those are snow treads for the bike. She finds this torn blanket in the trash. She's totally convinced this is her storming away, and Batman totally confronted. And I got to be honest, if there was a negative here, Batman does behave a lot more irrationally than he normally does. Like he tends to be a lot more fact driven, but you feel like there's been a whole lot more backstory that's happened between the initial Man Bat episode and this one. You feel like this has happened multiple times. Like he's experimented on himself again, and Batman let him off the hook again. Or you feel like there's more to that story than just one incident and now. And we get great sort of like Batman in the snow type stuff, right? And then here's the attack on Batman and the Bat Cycle. Get the helmet on, and then you have here it comes. Yeah, very very good stuff. Love it. This is just it's really a lot of fun. And yeah, it ends very badly for the Bat Cycle in this episode. Here's the confrontation where he's done the DNA. You're not it. And then of course we find out it's March, and March has sort of like the whole backstory of what's actually happened with the daughter. She's the one that's actually infected. She didn't mean to, but she got it cut. There you go. Not wearing her PPE. She's got a bloodborne infection. Don't clean up glass with your hands. Come on, kids. You don't get to turn into the superhuman bat thing, which transforms in the bathroom. It's funny how much like she just keeps transforming. Like she has blonde hair and stuff, and then when it kind of keeps going, the hair goes away. I guess. I think I noticed that before. She kind of keeps transforming because when she emerges, she still has the blonde hair, and then when you get a little bit more with the stewardess, where is she? There's four. See, they're still shivering and shaking, so you still like there's more transformation going. Look how scary and different her design is here. Like that is a lot more like actual comic book man bat than I guess she's technically she bat or something, right? We go to black for a commercial break, and basically we don't have she bat. We get into a different, like a more of a traditional look and stuff. And Batwing shows up, saves the day, of course. I like that he's just plucking people and saving people with his little contraption. It's just like so like impossible to believe could actually be pulled off. Here's the dangle of the person in the sky. And I will say this is another episode too. I like the fact that we're this had debuted in 92 as well in November. So we're in the next episode is about Christmas. It's called, I think it's a Christmas with a Joker. So it's setting up the right kind of tone of everything headed into the winter of 92 and Christmas of 92. So it just, again, we are talking about selling some action figures here. So here's that big fight scene. And of course, he does get, even though it's the last second, he does get the shot off to give her the anecdote. She collapses in there and she's transformed. And she nearly falls off the cliff or whatever, but Kirk saves her and Batman's there. And you get these great cinematic shots. It's just, that's the money right there. That's the money. Just doesn't get old, does it? It just doesn't get old. It just is so good. It's so much fun. It's great to rewatch. I would never even have thought that this would be in the running of just something I can really this highly recommend, and it really is. It's just tremendous. So hope you're having a great time. Hope you're enjoying, again, the Saturday morning cartoon thing. Thanks for all the feedback and support on that. Just really enjoying it. And yeah, Joker's next week, so you don't want to miss that one, right? I mean, if you're going to miss any, the Joker ones are not the ones you want to miss, right? We definitely got to break those down. Absolutely. Talk to you then. My pops.
We'll be right back. The eyes of justice are watching. It's Batman! The Joker's bombing the Gotham City Bridge.
Skydive Batman's jumping into action.
To his Batmobile as it launches ahead at lightning speed. Oh no, the Jokermobile!
Watch out! Here I go, shooting my mouth off.
Surprise! It's the pursuit jet.
Bombs away.
The eyes of justice, Batman.
Mighty Mugs! In a world where it's important to put your best mug forward, you might feel frustrated, exhilarated, or downright confused. Just remember, no matter what, the mug doesn't fall far from the tree. You can collect them all. Mighty Mugs, each sold separately.
Now don't get wild. You offend me.
Everyone's going wild over Wendy's new Wild Mountain Bacon Cheeseburger and Chicken Sandwich.
Beef or spicy chicken fillet? I do have 2 hands.
Now that's a smoky Southwestern pepper sauce! Whoa, dude.
Come here often.
Bugs.
Ooh, Colby Jack and bacon. My heavy wiggle taste buds.
Try the new Wild Mountain combos at Wendy's.
I have the chicken.
Look for Looney Tunes back-in-action toys at Wendy's everywhere.
For America's favorite hero this Christmas in the animated movie Batman, Mask of the Phantasm.
America's #1 comic book thanks to you. So I started this company to make the toys that you asked for.
Spawn, Violator.
I hear the competition's flying around. They could be any place.
They're cool. Awesome.
Tremor, Overkill, Medieval Spawn,
And they come with comics.
Nice toys, kids.
Nice try, guys.
Spawn from Todd Toys. We're out to plaster the competition. The city is frozen in fear, and Mr. Freeze aims to chill Batman next, but not Anti-Freeze Batman. Mr. Freeze and his Ice Sapper are out of control, but Batman's ready.
Freeze, Batman. Take this, hotshot. Ah!
Only Batman's Ice Hammer vehicle is tough enough to drill through this ice storm.
Chill out, Mr. Freeze.
Now the best is hotter than ever. Batman. Vehicle and figures each sold separately. We interrupt with a Ghostbuster bulletin. Paranormal activity has been sighted in Detroit. Ghostbusters are going live to the scene.
He got a ghost! My new crazy copter will get him.
Each sold separately.
Buddy, you're gone with the wind. Cool, new equipment. Where's Ray? Nice, another ghost. My grab and grapple will get ya. Ah! Super weapons.
If you see anything unusual, you know who to call. Ghostbusters!